Decembers ago, having sailed through the Atlantic and charted the throats of the Hudson, my balls tucked by my belly button was cold. I ascended from the bowels of the Vulcania into Manhattan, while in my blood sparkled the salt of the Mediterranean. Oh, my sea, white, wild horses, where the cliffs between Ragusa and Punta Seca pushed into you, stampeding manes in the winds, teeth tearing at the rocks, throats gnawing, the gulls and a small boy, your witness. This one's called The Nature of Pain. God, was it you I saw, hunched on a branch, a snow-clawed thing, piping low from under a broken wing? This one's called Aurora, God's wings. Does black or borealis come from light? Does it have its own life? Is death the backhand of life or the palm? Is sleep small death or life driving, driven? Eagles that mate in the high skies and orgasm as they fall. Does life blossom from the fall of death, the burst of black that yearn to be seen, to see? This whole thing with life is, it haunts me. It's a miracle that you put a seed inside dirt and suddenly you have a tomato plant. What is this all about? How does it work? And this is called an incantation. I could live among the small white-headed gulls and the fish stuck in the mud in the low tide. I could live praising stones in the moon rise. I could live burning small fish black over a few sticks. I could live. Remember in Grapes of Grass, of Wrath, when the son was damaged in the head, they stopped by a river and he says, Ma, I could live here. You remember that? And Ma says, okay. And he gets off the car and spends his life living off the river. This is called a flurry of love poems. As the better poet sings, that walk of hers, circles upon circles, a churn wheat it sings. The small noises your throat makes, the seagull's wing bent over the wide shore, the wind as ornament over mum's spare lead stem. Your hips that simply by moving speak how one black bird can squander your sweet sound. Hear how our children chirp. Are we all birds at birth? To die rock heavy in the full rain next to a pregnant river on the left bank, light as the breaking moonlight. Just as I miss you, most death miss life. My darkness is all light when I see you. But you must have your way, or else lone silences of moans, tightening of your heart. All is gloom. The busy moon spins out of sight. The sun rushes into night. You are no Shakespeare, you say. There is no tempest to your sea. True, but like his, my lyrical breath will kill death. Thanks. You have any questions? You want me to keep reading a little more?
Why is life? That's my question. Why life?
We live to eat. We live to eat. We don't eat to live. We are made to enjoy everything around us. You want the answer? I have the answer.
I'm listening.
Okay. The creation wanted to see itself. At first, you had the sun, you had the oceans, you had the moonlight, trees growing, stars up in the sky, and it wanted to see itself. You notice that we're very much like all the other creatures. You know, the same system, but we're the only conscious one. And nature, beginning in the sea with a one-celled creature, made one living thing after another so it could see itself and sing about it. My glory. When you look at the ocean, it's the ocean looking at itself. That's why you love it. That's why you get shivers. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
And we are the final answer. And that's why we love nature so much. And that's, at the same time, it's an incredible burden because, you know, we're so conscious of everything. We're worried. But human beings were the final result of the creation's desire to see itself.
So we're like warm-blooded fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we have the glory and the nightmare of consciousness. You know, and what a struggle it's been all our life. You know, Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon. You know, kind of, you know, half dumb or whatever, going, what's going on? You know, and I'm at peace with this. We are the creation of nature and her effort to see itself. That's why we're so in love with it. And we're lucky that we're here. And when we, you know, imagine yourself as a drop of rain in a river. And while we're conscious, we're aware that we're that drop of rain in the river. When we die, we become the river. You know, that's how it's here. And I'm at peace with it. So there's nothing weird about death. It's just resettling into where we came from. Make sense? And the true God is the creation. God is nature. And with the little things looking at it and finding great glory in our mother, you know. Black and red. Night is the time for fires. Will them or not, Kara, fires will sprout from within and without. Sacrament at night. Full-candled fishing boats. Cathedrals aflame. A woman agitated as she runs out of a mental health clinic. This poem redefines the whole thing about what is sanity and what is normal. You veer to your right into the traffic, holding your baby in your arms, screaming at bastards and bitches. Your husband tries to match your swift steps and nudges you to your left, where the car waits like a tomb on wheels. He orders you into decorum. Eleanor, stop it, enough. Your screams reach a higher pitch. How dare she, the bitch! The bitch. You weep, and your baby close to your heart, and used to your confusion and rage, does not wake. My sister, suffer, my sister. A friend of mine who's a therapist told me that when I get depressed that I should listen to jazz music because it scrambles your brain. The popcorn rain harangues the window pane. Joe Anderson's tenor saxophone bursts staccato. A seagull like a seal dances over the ocean that never quits. Christmas Eve in Long Branch. Ice whitewashes the jetties, and the ocean spits out seagulls from the crests of waves. All is white and olive green, except for two great doves that tunnel through Brighton Avenue. Everything is local. Early December in Long Branch. On this night so cold that only one fishing boat burns the horizon, the North Star cupola of light sheds white flame over a black cathedral. In the asphalt sea, the waves break white serpents with backs of white fire. Let's read a couple more. You want me to go on a couple more minutes, my glory? Yes? This is my definition of God again, as you see it in nature. I pull a baby crab off a seaweed-rich rock and let it run in my hands, and I see God. I see God in millions of lights dancing on the sea and air. I hear him in the wail of street vendors selling parsley and basil. Hear him in my own squeals as I'm outrun by a foaming wave. I feel him in the smooth circling of swallows and the quick beat of pigeons landing in the cracks of clay roofs. And I see God in the jasmine flower, white and spread out as a gown that dawn winds left. I like this one. Why should I complain of being alone? A slim lawn sparrow hops alertly along the shoreline eating. You never hear a bird complain. Or it's not garbage dump or seabirds apartments. Little guy just does what it can. All right?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.